When I was faced with a decision on what documentary to make and what to do it on, I was torn between multiple ideas. But one kept popping out at me, and it was like it was just kept prodding and poking at me. I didn't want to do this documentary. I didn't want to make it. I didn't want to continue on with it. I really didn't. But I just couldn't let it go. This documentary is about my younger brother, Marty Millsaps, and his journey of life and death.
Marty was a Valentine's gift.
Well, the beginning was certainly an exciting beginning when the night he was born. He came into the world screaming. I'll never forget it. Of course, she was screaming too. But he was always a happy little feller.
He was energetic. He hated shoes. He hated to wear clothes.
Yeah.
He loved his bubby.
Yeah.
He was his best friend, I think, ever. He loved people. He loved his friends. If you were Marty's friend, you were truly Marty's friend.
Marty was a good person. Funny, sweet.
One thing that just really amazed me with him is he was always there to lift other people's spirits up. And I mean, when you think about that, it lifts your spirits up.
He had a pretty healthy 9 years, didn't he? First 9 years, pretty active. He loved sports, loved church. His childhood pretty well ended, though, when he was about 9 years old. There's a lot of things he couldn't enjoy because of his illness. He couldn't play rough with other kids and stuff.
When he got sick, the first time he had was called ITP, idiopathic thrombocytopenia. But he was tough then, until they had to draw his blood when he was little. He'd lock himself in the bathroom at St. Jude's.
May the 5th of 2005, he had surgery. They removed his spleen, thus correcting the ITP. He got to actually live a dream. He wanted to he wanted to play high school football. In his sophomore year, he got to do that.
Then he switched to tennis because he played with girls.
He played that 1 year of football, and then he decided he wanted to be a tennis player.
You couldn't play tennis.
No.
But he got the Sportsman Award because he made him laugh the whole season.
I guess October of 2007.
October the 24th.
He had to have an x-ray. He was having back pain and discovered he had a mass, a mid-spinal mass in his chest. And he just got sicker and sicker and sicker, really. And we thought he'd get better for a little bit, and then he'd get bad. And then on what was that? July 2008.
July the 16th.
we were on our way to Cincinnati, Ohio, for actually a doctor visit, a consultation with some specialists. And when we arrived there, Marty was in respiratory distress and immediately admitted to the intensive care unit at Cincinnati Children's Hospital, where he stayed for 30 days. He was able to keep up his work, his schoolwork, and they had specialized classes that would enable him to graduate, and he was able to do that. But Marty, he was determined he was going to do that.
That was probably one of the proudest days of his life.
Yeah.
Marty and I were coming through Carly Allison's woods one day. We spent a lot of time in that blue car going back and forth to the doctors, and I can still see him in that seat sometimes. I still talk to him. But we're coming through what we call Carly Allison's woods out here, and he knew that I detested wet willies to the max, worse than anything almost. And we're just driving along, and I'm driving, and he just reaches over and gives me a wet willy, and I just reached out and popped him. And he didn't say ow or anything. He just went, note to self, don't give Mom a wet willy. And it was just the look on his face. It was a pure Marty look like. And then
Don't do that.
Don't do that. And the other one, I was teaching him to drive. Well, he pretty well was doing the driving, and I was doing the panicking. But it was the first time he drove on the 4-lane, and we were coming from Bluff City. We came out of that little bypass from Bluff City, and we pulled onto the 4-lane, and it's the first time he crossed the traffic. And he crossed the traffic, and we're going up, he's in the slow lane, and we're driving up through there, and he gets real quiet, and I look over, and his face is turning red. And I realized that he was going up the 4-lane doing 55 miles an hour in traffic, not breathing. And I said, Marty, I said, son, you've got to breathe. I said, breathing is an essential part of driving. And he let out a sigh, and then he was fine. But he held his breath because he was nervous about driving on that 4-lane, and that was so funny because he... Then, of course, there's the Slim Jims.
He only wanted one.
But
that was funny, though. I don't remember how old he was, but he was still in grade school. And I guess that's my favorite memory. I went and got him out of school that day, and he and I, as much as I dislike animation, make that clear, he and I went and watched Monsters, Inc. At Tinseltown. And see, that ain't no good, because what about down at Lake Winnepesaukee in the swimming pool? That was fun, too. You'll have to choose those, whichever one you want. That's pretty awesome. He got a lot of fond memories. I guess the one at going to the movies, I guess, was my fondest, I suppose. Seeing him in that football uniform, that was pretty awesome.
when he wasn't really healed all the way, and he got slammed on the hood of the vehicle, and then I leg dropped him.
I have a lot of experiences. I remember when he was little, and after school we would play Super Mario 3, like for hours and hours, and I remember all the just talks and stuff we had, and
Another amazing memory and an honor for me is the morning the doctor came in at the medical center and told him that he did not have cancer anymore, that he was cancer-free. He ended up dying from complications with the radiation treatments, but he didn't die with cancer. And I got to be there the day that he found out.